The following is a product of Studio 42.
Bounds up the middle. He's got a big seam. He's got a first down and more. Look out. 20, 15, 10. Kiss him goodbye. 56 yards for Knox Mounds on 3rd and 10.
From Studio 42, this is Howe Bulldogs football.
Deep down the field to the right side, looking for Strong. Goes up, comes down with it at the 48. He's off to the races.
Howe Bulldogs football is brought to you by Scoggins Funeral Home, Baker Air Conditioning and Heating, South State Bank, GC Easy, Sonic of Howe.
Intercepted. Eli Stoner down the sideline.
Also brought to you by Brother Plumber, Rock Hill Investments, MTE Fence, Centurion American, Ed Meacham State Farm, Rapid Electric.
No, Bender's going to pull it out of his gut. He's got a lot of room, and he's got a touchdown. Stick that one in the end zone. It's touchdown time in Texas.
Put his foot in the ground, went to the right side, and there was nobody in the stadium going to catch him.
Also brought to you by All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights, TechWave, First Baptist Church of Howe, Kingdom Inflatables, Acres Boat and RV Storage, The Love Cottage.
Knox leaps and bounds into the end zone for a 20-yarder.
It's really the line. When you have 4 cut blocks that leave 4 linemen on the ground, I mean, that's easy work. That's a 75-yarder all day long.
Also brought to you by Howe Athletic Booster Club, Michelle Carney Photography, Texoma Land and Home Team, The Crazy AC Guy.
And with that, Justin White, it is football time in Texas 2025 style.
Now let's open the Rapid Electric Tailgate Party and join the voice of the Howe Bulldogs, Monty Walker.
Two teams will face each other that have a very long history against each other. It's not a highway rivalry by any means, but the Howe and Pilot Point matchup goes back to the Bulldogs' game number 8 in the initial season of 1935. This is game number 37 between the two schools. Both teams are in a progression mode, but Pilot Point is a little ahead of the curve with a lot of returning starters. The Bearcats head coach Chad Worrell, formerly at Brock, will square off with Howe head coach Jake Smith, who also brings experience from a big school and a legacy program of Ennis. The Bearcats are 2-1 with wins over Bonham and Callisburg, while Howe is 1-2 with the win coming in a lightning-shortened game at Bonham. Howe and Coach Smith are looking for their first win at Bulldog Stadium, but the Bearcats will not be an easy flip of the V. It's Howe versus Pilot Point, and it's football time in Texas.
You're listening to the Rapid Electric Tailgate Party.
Here's some things to never mess with if you're not a trained professional. Caging a bulldog. Removing copperheads. And electricity. Don't get shocked. Call Rapid Electric. Rapid Electric is here for all your electrical needs. Just like you wouldn't try to become a pro boxer or president.
Give me a break.
You need a pro to keep your electricity humming. Don't get shocked. Rapid Electric serves the Grayson County area. Call them at 903-421-8100.
If your home or business could talk, what would it say? It may say it would like some privacy or security. Enjoy the beauty and durability of quality fencing from MTE Fence. MTE Fence is a local company specializing in commercial and residential fencing. MTE Fence ranges from wood, aluminum, and chain link fencing. MTE Fence services all of Grayson County and surrounding areas. Go to mtefence.com or call 903-686-9039 for an estimate. MTE Fence has a passion for connection. We are your connection for quality.
All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights is proud to sponsor the Pride of Howe High School's Bandsman of the Week. Your hometown Bulldog alumni owned and operated business is here for all your seamless gutter and outdoor Christmas lights needs. Give them a call at 903-819-9183 and let them make your house shine really bright this Christmas. All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights. Give them a call at 903-819-9183. All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights.
This is Bulldogs head coach Jake Smith, and it didn't take me long to get to know where Sonic of Howe is. After practice or games, I like to head down to 105 North Collins Freeway, grab a burger, tots, and a shake. As a matter of fact, I like to say, it's Sonic time in Texas.
Yeah, Coach, that's kind of my thing.
Oh, okay. How about Sonic really brings the hammer down?
Coach, that's kind of my thing.
With Sonic, I'm highly motivated, truly dedicated.
Yeah, Coach, that's another one of my lines.
How about this? It's not just good, it's Sonic good.
Yeah, I like that.
Hey, Steve here, the Crazy AC Guy. We raise top-notch AC units and train the finest service techs west of the Mississippi. And we got a truly crazy deal for you. Get a free furnace with the purchase of a qualified AC condenser coil package. You'd have to be crazy like me to miss this deal. So for all your AC and electrical needs, call us at 903-465-2665 or visit us at crazyacguy.com.
The Crazy AC Guy, where crazy meets quality.
You're listening to the Rapid Electric Tailgate Party. Let's join Monty Walker with the MTE Fence Senior Spotlight.
This week's Senior Spotlight is Alex Mejia. Now, when did you start school and how?
I came Howe 6th grade.
And what do you remember about middle school in general?
Well, I made friends like Noah Chrisman. It was my first friend in Howe. So I remember Noah.
What about Clay Wilson? What kind of guy is he?
Mr. Wilson? I like him. He's a good dude.
Do you have a favorite teacher here at Howe High School?
Yeah, it's probably Miss Camp. I had her in sophomore year, so she's been my favorite. She's really a great inspiration, really motivates everybody.
What about a favorite coach?
I would have to say Coach Smith.
Any particular reason?
He really flipped the switch on us, and I have to say, he's a great role model for us.
You've really excelled at the defensive end position. What is it about that makes you so effective?
Well, I've been playing that position for a while and really just working on it more. I've been getting more comfortable in that position.
Do you participate in any other activities at Howe High School?
I high jump and track.
Okay. You talked about Coach Smith a moment ago. You've had 3 different head coaches in 3 years. How hard is it to make those adjustments with different schemes and different philosophies?
It's a challenge for the scheme, but Coach Smith he's really different. And I can tell by the way he coaches that he's really passionate about making us better and making us better humans.
You're listening to the MTE Fence Senior Spotlight with Alex Mejia. We'll be right back.
If your home or business could talk, what would it say? It may say it would like some privacy or security. Enjoy the beauty and durability of quality fencing from MTE Fence. MTE Fence is a local company specializing in commercial and residential fencing. MTE Fence ranges from wood, aluminum, and chain link fencing. MTE Fence services all of Grayson County and surrounding areas. Go to mtefence.com or call 903-686-9039 for an estimate. MTE Fence has a passion for connection. We are your connection for quality.
You're listening to the MTE Fence Senior Spotlight with Alex Mejia. You know, you've talked about this, but what are your thoughts on head coach Jake Smith and his staff and what they've brought so far and what makes them different?
Well, Coach Smith's really intelligent about really anything in football. He really knows what he's talking about, and he has a lot of experience. Yeah, that's the word, experience. He has a lot of experience, and he really talks a lot about making us better people and improving us as humans.
Last week, Bowie brought a great quarterback to Bulldog Stadium, but you held him in check for much of the game. Despite the loss, I would imagine that only gives your defense confidence heading into this week.
Yeah, we're getting used to a new defense, but every day we're working, we're getting better, and it's really just the beginning. We're really improving. Coach Smith is really helping us.
Senior year, what's the expectations for this team?
I expect us to go to playoffs. You know, we're working every day, and it might not seem like it, but Coach Smith and his crew is really the best coaching staff.
As a senior, how do you show your leadership on this team?
Really just bring your voice out, talking to the younger people, motivating them, and talking to them.
Pilot Point is another team in a higher classification. How do you stop them Friday night?
It's going to take all of us, Coach Smith and all the staff. We really can't do it alone. We got to be more physical, win the hitting contest.
We were walking up here and someone, one of your coaches said, hey, call him the Honduran. And so I asked you about that. And so we may have a new nickname, and I think I'm going to throw Mad in there, the Mad Honduran. So why Honduran?
Well, my family's from Honduras, so I don't know. One day Coach told me, he said to play like a crazy Mexican. And I said, Coach, I'm not even Mexican. And that's where the name came from.
So the Mad Honduran is your senior spotlight, and that is Alex Mejia.
Tonight's Senior Spotlight has been brought to you by MTE Fence. You're listening to the Rapid Electric Tailgate Party.
Here's some things to never mess with if you're not a trained professional. Caging a bulldog. Removing copperheads. And electricity. Don't get shocked. Call Rapid Electric. Rapid Electric is here for all your electrical needs. Just like you wouldn't try to become a pro boxer or president.
Give me a break.
You need a pro to keep your electricity humming. Don't get shocked. Rapid Electric serves the Grayson County area. Call them at 903-421-8100. Who's your local plumber? Brother Plumber. It's good to know someone local and someone you can trust when your home or office drops the ball.
Main line break, 15 yards.
Brother Plumber is plumb professional and serves not only Howe, but also all of Grayson County. And you can save yourself 10% if you mention Go Bulldogs. Visit us online at brotherplumber.com. We'd love to help. Brother Plumber is one call away at 469-968-4487. Visit us online at brotherplumber.com. Remember, Go Bulldogs. At Grayson Cullen Electric Cooperative, GCEC, we have been around for over 80 years and are governed by 7 principles: open and voluntary membership, democratic member control, members' economic participation, autonomy and independence, education, training, and information, cooperation among cooperatives, and concern for community. One of our communities is Howe, Texas, and GCEC is proud to support the Howe Bulldogs. No one wants to talk about losing a loved one. The grief that is put on your family is troublesome. Scoggins Funeral Home strives to make that most difficult time the easiest. We want your loved one to be sent off in the best way possible, with your wishes at heart. Call us at 903-482-5225 or visit our website at scogginsfuneralhome.com. 903-482-5225. Our location on Van Alstyne Parkway makes everything close for your needs. 903-482-5225. Scoggins Funeral Home.
Hey, Steve here, the Crazy AC Guy. We raise top-notch AC units and train the finest service techs west of the Mississippi. And we got a truly crazy deal for you. Get a free furnace with the purchase of a qualified AC condenser coil package. You'd have to be crazy like me to miss this deal. So for all your AC and electrical needs, call us at 903-465-2665 or visit us at crazyacguy.com.
The Crazy AC Guy, where crazy meets quality.
You're listening to the Rapid Electric Tailgate Party. Let's join Monty Walker with the Rock Hill Investments Coach's Corner with Bulldogs head coach Jake Smith.
Coach Bowie presented some challenges last week with quarterback Raider Mann and receiver Tyler Phillips, but your team were in the thick of things for 3 quarters, limiting their exposure to the end zone.
I think this is one of the first weeks where we felt like the kids executed our game plan. Like going in really with 2 minutes to go in the game, they only had 108 yards rushing, and those 2 last explosive plays that we gave up obviously put them over 200 yards rushing. But the whole game plan was based on film. Like, we knew the quarterback was good. We knew Raider Mann could throw the ball decent enough. But we felt like some of the different pass rush moves that we put on that week where we were going to contain him, and we put a little bit more pressure on our back 7 where they're going to have to cover a little bit longer or quite a bit longer depending on the play. And, the kids understood that and they grasped that. And, anytime you can hold a quarterback under 200 yards passing up until the 4th quarter, you feel pretty good about that because he is a really good quarterback. But being really good with our rushing defense, that's another bright spot that we always like to harp on, because the cardinal sin in our defense is allowing our opponent to be able to run the ball vertical, and they really weren't able to run the ball vertical on us. They hit us on the perimeter with just a couple bad fits, but other than that, I feel like the kids really grasped the defensive game plan and they executed it to the best of their ability. And with 6:35 left in the game, it's 27-20, and we felt like we always had the game in control where we could go in, and even though offense wasn't doing too well at that point, we felt like we were still in grasp of taking that thing and getting a victory at home.
After a tough loss like that, what'd you tell the team after the game?
I just told them that I was proud of them and how, we never saw any quit. Our kids kept on swinging, and we gave ourselves opportunity when we were down 33-20. Deacon got out of a rush and turned into scramble drill, and Garrett Rogers was wide open on our sideline. We just didn't execute the football play, but there's no doubt in my mind we get in that situation again, Garrett Rogers is going to come down with the catch, and he'll score and make it a one-possession game. And then again, you never know with the onside kick, or if defense forces another turnover. We felt like we're in the grass with that, so I just harped on all those positives. And then Saturday, we used Wardboard. It's a football software that's developed by our offensive line coach, and based on the raw data that we input, it gives you the win-loss differential. And from week one, we were 9.7 plays difference determining whether you win or lose a football game. And within 2 short weeks from the Boyd game, we're now looking at 3.3 play differential. So just telling the kids to stick with it, continue to work hard. And, if you can fix some minor things, and that if you make one more play, if you're +1 in the win-loss differential, then you're a pretty good football team.
Just as we bragged on sophomore quarterback Deacon Bender a week ago, there were multiple delay of game calls. I guess it's best to get those out of the way when the games don't really count.
Yeah, I think some of those were pretty frustrating when it comes to making play calls where we had some injuries, and we had some cramps going on, and we had some kids going in there, and we had some personnel changes that we had to make, and whether we were in a different personnel group or if we just had actual different kids at different positions. And, that obviously I told the coaches Saturday night that our kids played well enough to win the football game, and that loss was 100% on the coaches. And I believe that the delay games were on the coaching staff as well. So not only do we have to hold the kids to the fire, we got to hold ourselves to the fire. And a couple of those delay games, those were taken based on the situations where we had to hold on to the 2 timeouts that we had left, because we felt like we were at grasp of taking over that thing and winning it. So we had to save some, but also taking one for punt. Just based on situations. So not all of it was through the quarterback. I would say we need to take ownership, and like I tell the kids, you need to be a thumb pointer a little bit more, and so we're going to point the thumb at us coaches on those delay games.
Defensively, Brevin Mayo came up with some big plays. Talk about his progression.
Yeah, he was the one that kind of came in fall camp kind of late, and he had to play a JV game, get a little bit more development, and get a new grasp on the new defensive scheme. And then because of certain circumstances that happened a week ago, he had a really, really good week, and I felt like he earned that spot to start this week against Bowie. And he did a really good job at executing his scheme. Obviously, there's some things that he still needs to get a little bit better at when it comes to playing the defensive end position. But pretty proud of him because he's a kid that you can coach really, really hard, and he's pretty receptive to that, and he's another kid that wants to be good, and he's just a junior also. So we got this year and another year with him.
You're listening to the Rock Hill Investments Coaches Corner with Howe head coach Jake Smith. We'll be right back. Tonight's Bulldogs football is brought to you by Noble Ridge, right here in Howe, just off Highway 75 at Summit Hill Parkway and walking distance to Summit Hill Elementary. Noble Ridge is our hometown's newest master plan community, featuring new homes from the nation's top builders, plus trails, parks, and family-friendly amenities. Developed by Rock Hill Capital Investments, a trusted North Texas developer with thriving communities in Salina, Sherman, and across the region. Noble Ridge is proud to call Howe home. Learn more at nobleridgetx.com. That's nobleridgetx.com. You're listening to the Rock Hill Investments Coaches Corner with Howe head coach Jake Smith. Coach, how similar are the two positions of parent and coach?
Well, right now, I think they're pretty identical. My oldest son, he's 10, and then my second son, he's 8. So I still have a few years left before I have the pleasure of coaching them to where I do have to separate myself from being dad or coach. But when it comes to holding kids accountable and disciplining them, I think they're identical, and that's one of the last slides in my parent meeting that I have before fall camp, that I remind parents that I spend more time with their kids than I do my own kids. So I'm going to treat their children, and I'm also going to coach them the way that I would my own 2 boys at home, and even my daughter too. And so you might not like the way how I speak to your child or how I hold them accountable, but don't be quick to forget, because that's the same way how I am when I'm dad when I get home. So that's one thing that I just like to remind those parents at that parent meeting. And so I truly believe that those 2 positions are pretty identical.
How much do you watch the other district teams right now and check on what they're doing?
I really don't pay much attention to them unless I'm watching the news and I see some highlights. I know some guys after the game, they get on that Dave Campbell's Texas Football app and they come up with scores and try to develop their own opinions or ideas. But I've always been the type of guy that I'm only going to focus on where my feet are, and so I'm not a very smart guy to begin with, so I can't look too far forward. And plus, I also tell the kids it's one rep at a time, and I think that was one thing that helped us stay in the game instead of like the way how things might have gone in the past, or like especially like what I've been told is when you get down 2 possessions, like sometimes it's pretty easy for our kids to give up. But if I tell the kids don't ever look at the scoreboard, then I probably don't ever need to look at any of our district opponents, because if not, I might get a little nervous, and I don't want to do that. I just want to keep my focus on Monday, Tuesday, or whatever day it is, and especially our opponent.
For the 4th straight week, you'll play a team in a higher classification. What are the things that your offense can exploit against Pilot Point?
I think formationally, with that 10-1 special that they run, they're always going to be in a press man or man free. Formationally, I think we can do a better job of being able to run in between the tackles, whether we're exploiting the A gap or the B gap with some different things, and also being able to get in some unbalanced formations where they're going to have to widen out and make a decision on how they're going to have to play that stand-up defensive end that they have in that 10-1. So I think that, offense has a really good game plan. It's obviously it's getting simpler and simpler each week just for the type of kids, but we're also going into where we got to utilize some of our kids, and I think I'm pretty hard head coach to work for because my offensive background. But I told them, at any moment in the game, and I look down the sideline and I see a kid like Braxton Butter, he's standing on the sideline, he's not on the field. Like that kind of gets to me a little bit. I think we need to utilize some of our talents that we have on that sideline, and that's what we're going to do moving forward. So we're going to have some different personnel packages that I think formationally is going to give that 10-1 some fits.
Defensively, how do you see this game shaping up?
I told the kids the most physical football team is going to win the football game. I truly believe that. I know that Lindsay, they're big. They're really physical. They run pretty similar defense to what we do structure-wise and schematically. But I think our kids play pretty hard, and obviously we're a really physical football team on that side of the ball. I think we're already up to like 16 or 17 turnovers since the first scrimmage, which we take pride in having 3 takeaways every single week, and we've come pretty close to that. And Lindsay kind of gave Pilot Point some fits by being the more physical football team, and that's always been the point of emphasis since I took the job July 7th. But that message needs to be conveyed more than ever this week against Pilot Point.
The Coach's Corner has been brought to you by Rock Hill Investments. You're listening to the Rapid Electric Tailgate Party.
Here's some things to never mess with if you're not a trained professional. Caging a bulldog. Removing copperheads. And electricity. Don't get shocked. Call Rapid Electric. Rapid Electric is here for all your electrical needs. Just like you wouldn't try to become a pro boxer or president.
Give me a break.
You need a pro to keep your electricity humming. Don't get shocked. Rapid Electric serves the Grayson County area. Call them at 903-421-8100.
This is more than a bundle. This is way more than a combo deal. It's your sanctuary, your home field. It's where everything happens. This is your home, your car, your memories. And you want to be sure they're protected with home and auto insurance. As your State Farm agent, I get it. That's why I'm here. here to help life go right. My name is Ed Meacham, and I'm your Howe State Farm agent. Give me a call at 903-892-3923 or on the web at mredinsurance.com.
Anchors with a Z Boat and RV Storage is located 1 mile off of U.S. Highway 75 in Howe, Texas. Anchors Boat and RV Storage is proud to bring personal, small-town customer service to the growing area of North Texas. With both open and covered parking available, locally owned and operated, members of the Howe Area Chamber of Commerce and the Texas Self-Storage Association. Anchors Boat and RV Storage has 20 amp power available and is manager occupied at 311 Old Highway 6 in Howe. Visit anchorsboatrvstorage.com or call 903-444-2500.
From tailgate to touchdown, South State is here to ensure your financial game plan leads you to victory. With cutting-edge digital tools like contactless payment, digital wallet, and more, your financial plays become seamless and convenient. As your trusted banking partner, South State is committed to supporting you every step of the way, providing expert guidance and dedicated assistance on your financial journey. This is Banking Forward, South State Bank, member FDIC.
Hey, Steve here, the Crazy AC Guy. We raise top-notch AC units and train the finest service techs west of the Mississippi. And we got a truly crazy deal for you. Get 0% financing for 60 months for any qualified air conditioning and heating system. You'd have to be crazy like me to miss this deal. So for all your AC and electrical needs, call us at 903-465-2665 or visit us at crazyacguy.com.
The Crazy AC Guy, where crazy meets quality.
You're listening to the Rapid Electric Tailgate Party. Today's Howe Bulldogs Flux Capacitor is brought to you by the Crazy AC Guy. Now let's join Monty Walker with a time travel through Bulldogs history.
The Howe Bulldogs are 3-6 in games played on September the 19th. The first game came back in 1941 when Howe smoked Salina 32-0 on opening day. Howe was barely able to field a team for the game as cotton picking made the boys late to sign up. Robert Miller led Howe with 2 touchdowns to open the 1941 season. On this date in 1947, Howe was defeated by Plano 25-13, but the contest was a 1-touchdown game until the final minute. On this date in 1969, Howe was thrashed by Whitewright 41-0 and then lost in 1975 to Salina 20-0. Howe was defeated on this date in 1980 by the soon-to-be co-state champion Pilot Point Bearcats by a score of 43-0. But in 1986, Howe shocked North Texas with a 23-22 win at Salina. The game opened with a 90-yard kick return by Stephen Ogle and finished with a quarterback sneak by Jeff Simmons for the win. On this date in 1997, Howe beat Honeygrove 14-6 with Heath Horton running a 19-yard touchdown for the winning score. Howe lost at Valley View 32-29 on this date in 2008. And the last September the 19th game took place with a 27-20 loss at Ponder in 2014. The Howe and Pilot Point series dates back 90 years to November 15, 1935, with Howe winning 32-0 at Bulldog Stadium. Pilot Point owns the overall record at 19-16-1. The tie came in a Thanksgiving 1946 Turkey Bowl for the district champion. Pilot Point held a 3-2 advantage in penetrations and were declared the champions in the 6-6 tie. It was deemed the largest crowd ever to witness a 14B football game. The most points Howe has ever scored against Pilot Point was in 1942 when they won 42-0. The most Pilot Point has scored in the series is 45, which took place in 1981. Neither team has won consecutive games in the matchup since the 1990s. Howe dominated the 1930s and 40s, while Pilot Point dominated the 1980s and 90s. The 1988 come-from-behind rainy homecoming win at Bulldog Stadium was the only win out of 13 contests from 1977 to 1998. Speaking of 1998, oh yeah, there's that game in Denton where the Dogs knocked off the heavily favored Bearcats in the bi-district round, 28-14. Some call it the greatest Howe football game ever. Last year, Howe won a thrilling come-from-behind 28-25 win at Bulldog Stadium. And the last time Howe traveled to Massey Stadium was in 2017 when Howe lost 38-16.
Today's Howe Bulldogs Flux Capacitor is brought to you by the Crazy AC Guy. You're listening to the Rapid Electric Tailgate Party.
Buying and or selling your next home or property should be an enjoyable experience. At Texoma Land and Home Team, our commitment to the personal relationship of each transaction ensures communication you expect, while assuring that we'll be here the next time you need us. We're not a big box real estate company by design. This freedom allows us to be fully at your service. Texoma Land and Home Team, Renee Nichols Broker, 903-818-1645. Texoma Land and Home Team, for all your real estate needs, 903-818-1645.
What's up, guys? It's Ridley Carter. I'm a senior cross country and long distance track runner.
This is Riley McCollum, senior basketball player and leading strikeout softball pitcher.
I'm Dylan Patterson, graduating football player and powerlifter.
I'm Ayla Jones, class of 2026 volleyball player.
We would like to thank the Howe Athletic Booster Club for the support of Howe student athletes and encourage anyone interested in helping to join.
Go Dogs!
From tailgate to touchdown, South State is here to ensure your financial game plan leads you to victory. With cutting-edge digital tools like contactless payment, digital wallet, and more, your financial plays become seamless and convenient. As your trusted banking partner, South State is committed to supporting you every step of the way, providing expert guidance and dedicated assistance on your financial journey. This is Banking Forward, South State Bank, member FDIC.
It's that time of year again where our beloved radio guy won't shut his trap about how hot it is up here in the press box. Thankfully, the good people at Baker Air Conditioning and Heating cool this thing down in no time.
Roger, we're dying over here.
Speaking of hot air, there he is. Baker Air Conditioning and Heating has been serving the community of Howe for nearly 60 years. Baker Air Conditioning and Heating is located on Highway 5, and you can call them at 903-532-6255.
Roger! Here's some things to never mess with if you're not a trained professional. Caging a bulldog. Removing copperheads. And electricity. Don't get shocked. Call Rapid Electric. Rapid Electric is here for all your electrical needs. Just like you wouldn't try to become a pro boxer or president.
Give me a break.
You need a pro to keep your electricity humming. Don't get shocked. Rapid Electric serves the Grayson County area. Call them at 903-421-8100.
From Studio 42, this is Howe Bulldogs football. You've been listening to the Rapid Electric Tailgate Party. Football time in Texas is just moments away. Now, with a call of the game, here's the voice of the Howe Bulldogs, Monty Walker.